I need more camera tilt. It's too fast. Oh my gosh. It's too fast. As you've probably seen over the last year or so, we've been developing a relationship here at NURK.tv with Catalyst Machineworks. They make amazing, super well thought out frames, drones, ready to fly machines, including the Money Shot Mini, the NURK Edition Bang God, and now our second joint venture in our signature drone series together of our combination of them picking some parts in a frame and I help tune and kind of make some of the designs and as well as some of the part selection, and I am so excited to open it. I haven't actually seen this in person yet, so I saved it for on camera to take a look at it with you for the first time. So I know what we've done to this, I just haven't had a chance to see it. So what you're gonna see here is exactly what we're gonna be delivering as a product. Props out of the way, more props, and oh my gosh, here's the beastie. This thing is a monster. Oh yes. Well, I gotta take a break from recording for a second to actually just look at it myself. Oh, that looks so good. So what you're seeing here is a 10-inch NURK Edition Catalyst Machineworks Merica. And we've designed this custom tiger stripe teal skin that actually matches the new teal branding that we've gone for with kind of our new NURK merch and stuff like that. So we wanted to go for that teal color, and that's why the canopy is also that way. And it looks so good. Like, I can't wait to see this thing rip through the air. Up top, we got a big old mount here for the GoPro Hero 9 with interchangeable ND filters as well as adjustable mount, so you should be able to push it further back like that or further forward like that, however you want to run it. It's sporting these monstrous Avenger 2816 1050 kV motors. This build is designed to run on 6-cell, and it uses these 9x5x3 props, just huge monstrosities on these chunks of motors. But what's going to happen is this thing is absolutely going to chooch. It's going to be a monster. Got a capacitor out the back, got the Caddx Vista installed on board to save a little bit of space and double antennas. On board for the stack, we've got the T-Motor HD stack, so there's a T-Motor flight controller there, and then the T-Motor ESC 60 amp continuous, which is going to be plenty for 6S on these 1050 kV motors. Gosh, this thing is a monster. And then TBS Crossfire installed, so you can, if you order one for yourself, you can have them configure it in any number of different ways. Like, for example, maybe you want only digital, or maybe you want an analog version. They can hook you up with any number of different orientations, combinations of all that good stuff, but you just got to let them know when you make the order. XT90 instead of XT60, and that's going to go perfectly with... I was going to try some Pyro 3300 milliamp hour batteries, but they suggested a little bit bigger, like a 5100 or a 5000. So, for example, I've got these China Hobbyline 5000 6S 65C, or these. I'm probably going to run these. I think these 3300s will be perfect, but we'll try both and let you know how each of them feels. Let's get some props on here. It looks so good. Boom. Oh, that thing looks like a monster. Oh, it looks so good. So in order to get super familiar with the drone, I also asked Neil from Catalyst to record a little bit of information about the design decisions that went into this. So check out this quick clip from him kind of talking through some of the design while I got to react to seeing this thing out of the box for the first time. Oh.
Hey guys, this is Neil with Catalyst Machineworks, and I want to talk to you about this monstrosity. Okay, this is the Macro Merica, as we're calling it. So this is a giant racing quad, and some people have asked me, why would you do such a thing? And I look at them straight in the face and I say, Because it's awesome. What do you mean, why did I do it? Look at this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna compare this to a normal racing quad. You can see the difference. This is a 5-inch and this is the 9-inch. This thing is just so much fun. It's just an absolute blast. All right, so the second big reason why we produce this thing is because the ability to own and fly something that is close to an X-Class racer. Here's an X-Class. The size difference here, they're expensive. They're, you know, $2,000, $2,500 for a bind and fly. What these macro quads do is it's kind of a medium, like it's a midpoint between a 5-inch quad and something crazy like an X-Class. We are into filming things. What I wanted to do is figure out how I could tune the machine or create a machine that is able to keep up with speeding vehicles more efficiently. So with a 5-inch like this, you can only do so much, right? It can go very fast. You can get up near 100 miles an hour or a little over with this, but you can't sustain that speed for very long. You get little bursts of it where you really have to get into the throttle and you start to sag the battery and you really can't get much out of it. Well, with one of these, it's different. The top speed of these is actually not that much different. This is a little faster. But the big difference is this thing's ability to cruise at very high speeds and sustain it for long duration. So that's really the big difference between this and this for chasing something.
So we've come out to one of my favorite spots today. We filmed a ton of stuff here at this location, but I love it because there's open space over the parking lot, there's a little river to run, there's a field in the back, and then there's these woods to play with. So we'll be able to put this thing through all of its different paces. So let's start out with some open air flying, get a sense of how fast it is, do a couple punch outs, see all that stuff, and just get an idea of how much of a monster this thing actually is. Okay, so this will actually be my first time arming it. So hopefully we don't have anything configured wrong, but I tested out everything else. Just make sure that this thing is actually working. Didn't want to do any like test arming at home or anything with props on, that is. That looks good. Oh my gosh, it takes off with like 20% throttle. Oh, it sounds like an X-Class. Sounds like a beast. Yeah, it takes off with no thrust. Like, it's like just the smallest little bit. Oh my goodness, that thing is gonna be a monster. All right, what do you say we give this thing a try? So something to keep in mind is that this GoPro is gonna be running at 40 degrees, and it's probably not a 40-degree spot. All right, here we go, first FPV flight. Oh, it's smooth. No bobbles or anything. It sounds like an animal. Ooh, it's so fast. Dude, the fact that something like can fly like this with 9-inch props is redonkulous. Like, this flies better than my 5-inch quads. Holy crap. What is that? That's ridiculous. What? It's an animal. Like, it's perfectly locked in. I mean, it's a super still day, so that's to be fair. But I mean, it's super locked in. It's fast. It sounds amazing. I hope you can hear enough of it because I'm only wearing this lav mic, but it just like, it sounds like an X-Class drone even though it's only 9-inch props. My goodness. All right, I'm gonna do some flybys of the camera because this is just ridiculous. This is at like 30% throttle. And it still sounds insane. We gotta go get a full speed flyby out in the parking lot because holy crap. I need more camera tilt. It's too fast. Let's try this again. Oh my gosh. It's too fast. Oh my gosh, this is horrifying. That is too fast. I think it's fair to say that in general people come to this channel for like cinematic or professional FPV or racing, and this doesn't really fit any of those categories, right? I mean, you can see the props in view for sure, at least maybe not at 40 degrees, but like at a filming angle where it would be like 10, 20, you'll definitely see it. And it's kind of unruly, right? This thing is huge, it's super dangerous because it's just got these monstrous, sharp, angry looking props. And so it's not really a filming tool, but it's also not really a racing tool. X-Class spec is a little bit bigger, it's digital, that sort of thing. So like honestly, the whole purpose of this thing is just to be kind of like just everything that a mini quad is and is fun, right? It's got punch, it's got top speed, it makes an angry sound, it calls a GoPro like no other. It flies for 4 or 5 minutes if you're not flat out the whole time like I just was. So I mean, it's not necessarily like, you know, designed for one thing or another except to be a flying machine, just something that's insane to fly around, something hilariously fun, something durable. I mean, we haven't even talked about it yet, but like, look how thick those arms are. These things are unbelievably stiff and sturdy. You can't bend it or break it if you want to. But in my couple test flights so far, this thing is absolutely on rails when it comes to tune. There's maybe a little bit of a bobble, which we'll take a look at and see if we can get rid of. But for a 9-inch thing, the cruising, the fast forward flight, the just tearing through the woods, the long split S's, those sorts of things are, I mean, it is on rails. I'm so stoked about it. I want to look at the footage and see how that looks because I'm not seeing any vibrations at all in the DVR, which is exactly what you want, obviously, and I'm so stoked about that. So let's do a couple more flights and see what else we can come up with because this thing is sweet. Well, it looks like I broke a prop, so we gotta go find that. Oh, 1, just a little bit right there. 2, definite. And then the other 2 look okay. But yeah, I was trying to go backwards through and I accidentally hit some of those branches. I just needed to put it down emergency landing here. So yeah, I'd say off the bat, if there was one downside about 9-inch props is that you get, the only options are these like glass nylon props. So like if you hit anything, it's done. But if you go to like plastic props, which there aren't really options for at this size, you end up with stuff that it gets bent really easily, it deforms, and then you're gonna have vibrations. So like you want them to break almost, which kind of sucks for flying. And this is kind of the same fear that I have with like the Money Shot or the Money Shot Mini and other drones like that, is you only have the option of these props. And so like if you ever hit anything, like the props are gonna shatter immediately, which, you know, is what it is. But these still are the best thing for it because, you know, you don't get any vibrations with props like this, because you don't end up having them get all mangled and bent and stuff like that you couldn't see. So we've been flying these 3300s, but I also wanted to try out a 5000 while we're at it, see if the performance degradation is much, but honestly I think this thing's not gonna care one way or another, and we're gonna get a little bit better battery life. So let's try this out with this China Hobbyline 5000. I'll tell you right now, I already can't tell a difference in the way it's flying with the extra weight. Maybe a little heavier. It sounds louder, angrier. Still got more flight time, what the heck? Dude, I love the hang time on it. Like those like inverted just... So I think I'm gonna call it there for the day. It's hot, I'm getting eaten alive by bugs, and people are starting to show up at this park because it's, you know, 4th of July and people want to hang out. But absolutely blown away with this thing. I'm sure this thing will be making more appearances in the future. Like I want to get Winston to fly it and react to it, maybe some other pilots, and have them check it out. But like, this thing is a monster. So thanks everybody for watching this video on the Merica 9-inch NURK edition. Get yours at Catalyst Machineworks. It's going to be super obvious where you pick it up. We're selling these as ready to fly, and if you want to change any of the, you know, change it to analog or change it from Crossfire to Tracer or something like that, we can make that happen for you. But absolutely hilariously fun beast. This thing rips. I hope that if I kept your attention, that you'd consider subscribing so I can make more content like this. Definitely check out some merch at store.nurk.tv and get yourself a Merica 9-inch from Catalyst Machineworks. Awesome stuff. Can't wait to get more content with this beast. Stay flying.